Hey, what's up guys? Chris here from MIXDOWN Online, and today I want to talk to you about a very cool piece of gear called Reference 4 from Sonarworks. Reference 4 is a room measurement application that will help you get a flatter response out of your speakers to compensate for some room acoustic problems or speaker coloration. It does the same with headphones. It flats out the entire spectrum of a pair of headphones, which is quite cool actually. Now the good news. The good news is that we're going to give away a studio edition with mic of Reference 4. All the details will come at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. Click on the subscribe button below and the notification bell so every time I upload a new vid, you'll be notified. Now, I had the chance to work with Reference 4 last weekend. I did my room measurement with the measurement microphone, and this is actually what we get. Okay, with Reference 4 Studio Edition with mic. So we basically have that small box with the microphone included right here. And the microphone is the XREF20 measurement condenser microphone. That is used with the software to analyze your room. It's very well done. And last weekend, I did it on my laptop, and this is what we're going to look at. Now, when we first open the software to do our calibration, we get the welcome page, and then we have to check our setup to make sure everything is in order to get the best accurate calibration. Stuff like phantom power needs to be on. It is a condenser microphone. The direct monitoring needs to be turned off, and so on. Everything is listed. Make sure you go through all these steps before going forward. Next, we need to enter the microphone calibration profile. And when you get a microphone from Sonarworks, you're going to have to load up a calibration profile to this specific microphone by entering the serial number. And that gives you a very accurate calibration in the end. Now, I already loaded the file before, and now we're going to click on Next. And now we have to test the microphone, make sure everything works, and play the test track
Please
at the
adjust
same time.
amplifier volume. My voice should sound in normal conversation volume. Left speaker. Right speaker.
Now that I know that everything works with the speakers and microphone, I'm going to click on Next. Now it's going to adjust the microphone sensitivity. So there you go. Now it's going to measure the distance between both speakers. Now this is pretty impressive. I measured the distance between my two speakers, and the total was a distance of 5 inches. And the end result with the system gave me 5.1 inches, which is quite close. Now, the good thing about this is you can fine-tune the distance. So that's what I did by 1 inch. And the next test is to locate the listening spot. And again, you can fine-tune if you think that it's not quite accurate, but on my side, everything was good. And now we're ready to go into the big test with 24 measurements that Reference 4 will take with the microphone. Now that the test is over, this is what it gives me. It gives me my result to get a flatter response and what it's going to do to compensate. So this is a blend of room acoustic problems and speaker coloration. If I do the same test using another pair of speakers, the acoustic problems I have are going to be probably the same, and what is different is going to be due to the difference of coloration between the speakers. But it gives me a very good idea on what's happening. So what we do next, we save our file and we load this file into the plugin itself. Now, the cool thing about Reference 4 is you can use it on your entire computer system or within your DAW as an insert. Okay, so now I took my calibration file, I transferred that on my PC because I'm using both. I'm using my laptop, which is on Mac, and I'm using my main studio computer that is on Windows. So both of my computers have the same mixing plugins and Cubase settings and everything, so I can jump from one system to another if I need to. So I'm going to continue the rest on my PC. Now, the cool thing about this system is you can use Reference 4 within your system, within the entire system. So you don't need to use it only in a DAW like it used to be. So what it looks like is very simple. You open your Sonarworks Reference 4 calibration software, and there you go. This is how it looks like. So you can use it directly on your system, or if you want, you can open your DAW and use it from there. So let's jump into Cubase. Now, I have it installed on my stereo out, okay, because this is going to be the last plugin in the chain if you're using any other DAW. Now, you need to be careful with that because if you use it like this on your stereo out bus, be careful not to bounce your mix with the plugin activated, okay? So you don't want it to be applied to your mix, okay? So this is only a reference plugin. Now, if you're using Cubase Pro, I'm going to show you something pretty cool. You can use the control room. Okay, now I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to use the control room, but if you know about the control room, just open it and go into the Insert tab. Click on Main right here, and I have it installed as an insert directly on the control room. And that helps a lot because when it's going to be time to bounce my mix, I don't have to worry about disactivating the plugin. It's only there for reference only. That's it. It's not going to be bounced with my mix. If you're using Cubase Pro, use the control room to use Reference 4. It's going to be way safer and easier to use than just use it on the on your main output. Okay, so I'm going to open Reference 4, and this is what we get. Now, what we first have here is the calibration profile open, and we have different curves that we can use: a flat curve, a custom curve, a predefined curve. So I stay on the flat curve. Honestly, I like it this way. Now, you can simulate some other type of speakers if you want. That can be useful, I guess, you know, if you just want to listen to your mixes in a different type of speakers, I would say. You can choose, you know, different profiles here to apply to your Reference 4 plugin. You can use popular consumer headphone simulation and stuff. So this is quite cool as well. For now, I leave it at flat. There is an advanced option here where you can select the zero latency to linear phase, which is going to add some latency. Since I'm in Cubase and I'm mixing, I don't need, like, latency is not going to matter much, so I leave it at linear phase. If I use it within the system while recording, I'm going to put it at zero latency and use the system plugin instead of within Cubase. Now, I'm just going to go back here on Calibrate, and on top here we have the Avoid Clipping. If you click on that, it's going to be on by default anyways. It's going to bring your output to minus 8.5 or so. And if you don't want that, you want to have more control, just unselect that option. You can bypass your calibration by clicking on Calibration button right here. You can mono monitoring, which is quite cool. And you have a dry and wet option. Okay, so if you don't want to have your profile calibration file at 100% all the way, you can just balance that to your taste. On my side, I keep it at 100. Now we have the calibration profile on top that you can choose from. This is where you upload the profile you saved earlier when doing the entire calibration process. So you have like a bunch of different calibration profiles, mainly for headphones. So I have, on this side, I have the headphone tab. This is where I loaded my Beyerdynamic headphone profile, so I can switch between headphones and speakers. So this is pretty nice. It's easy access to change between the two profiles. So this is what you get with the plugin. Now my thoughts on Reference 4. It is a very cool piece of gear. It's very cool that you can end up with a flatter response out of your speakers or headphones, because the headphone version works very, very well. I've been using that version for the past year already, and for me it's a go-to when I'm using headphones. Now using it on my speakers is quite cool actually. I kind of like what it does. But you know, the thing with this type of system, it's not gonna replace some room treatment. Okay, now room treatment is the first investment in your home studio you should do. Aside from a sound interface and a microphone, I would put my money into room treatment first and then get something like Reference 4 just to bring it to the next level. Now, even in my room, I have some problems, and using Reference 4 actually showed me where my problems are. So it gives me a very nice picture. Now, I did try it afterwards on my Dynaudio M2s, and that was pretty cool. And now the difference between what I did on my M2s and my HS8 was mainly speaker coloration differences between the two pair of speakers. After working with Reference 4 for the past week on my Dynaudio M2s, I kind of fell in love with these speakers all over again, which is quite cool. So it is a very good tool to use. And honestly, if you think you're struggling with your room, even after adding some room treatments, honestly, guys, Reference 4 might be the solution for you. So check it out. I'm going to leave all the links down below. Now, the good news. Thanks to Sonarworks, we are going to give away one Reference 4 Studio Edition with mic. So all the details to get into the raffle are on the link down in the description or on top here. Follow the link. It's going to lead you to a page that will give you all the details to how to get into the contest and give you some different actions you can make to increase your chances to win. Now the contest will last 1 week and the winner will be notified via email. I'm going to then list the winner's name in the description down below a week and a couple of days from now, and on my website as well. So get into the raffle, get your chances to win Reference 4 Studio Edition with mic. I'm going to wish you guys good luck, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. All right, guys, good luck, and I'll see you next time.